Today we're going to do an interesting experiment where we're going to take an EEG monitor, so a Muse 2 that is on Spencer's forehead, and right now he's not listening to any music, so we can see kind of what his brain waves are doing at rest, and shortly we're going to then have him listen to calm. Those will be looking for kind of decreases in amplitude and also kind of a slowing generally of the waveforms. All right, guys, so if we're ready to get started, Spence is going to go out to the other room and hopefully chill out to the music. So if you want to try to induce a state of relaxation in someone, what we're going to want to see is right now the beta waves are on top, but theoretically you should have the alpha waves start to rise up and also the gammas and deltas. So we're going to start the music now, and we should see a drop in amplitude with these numbers, as this is kind of a surrogate proxy for almost like the volume in the mind, you know, the overall electrical activity that's going on. So right now the numbers are in the 90s, 80s and 90s. So again, we're starting to see coherence, right? What we're not seeing, that we were seeing before the music, was those really high spikes in amplitude, right? So before we were seeing, you know, crazy huge peaks, large valleys. Now you're seeing almost like, you know, things are getting kind of softened, right, filtered. And all of these brain waves, again, are in synchrony, but you can see that their frequency has somewhat slowed, but they're definitely, their volatility, you know, the amplitude differences have really, you know, it's very tight now. And exactly those waves I was talking about are the ones that are predominant now. So that alpha wave kind of riding high is indicative of being in a calm space where, you know, you're visualizing things in the mind. So now we're going to turn off the music and see what happens, which should be within a couple minutes a resumption of kind of that disorganized electrical activity in the brain. So almost instantaneously, as soon as the music stopped, we went from 70s and 80s to in the hundreds, now these large amplitudes again. And right, the alpha is kind of dropping down, and the beta is creeping up, which is, that's the brainwave for alert awakeness. So the philosophy, you know, behind seeing sounds, or inspiration rather, is, you know, to create music that synergizes with people's biology, right? So the soundtrack to one's life. And what that really means is we're not limiting ourselves to a particular sound or style of music, but rather exploring, you know, sonic energy and trying to figure out ways to harness it to really make people, you know, feel better about things, right? There isn't a situation in life that I can think of where music wouldn't enhance, you know, enhance that situation. So everything in the universe has a resonant frequency associated with it. The resonant frequency of Earth, or the Schumann resonance, is approximately 8 hertz, which corresponds actually to the theta wavelength, right? And this is why it's thought that 432 hertz is kind of the universal frequency or universal tuning. And, you know, the reason for that is, again, we're not making music by a certain rule book, right? It's more intuitive, spontaneous creation, and really, you know, the feedback mechanism or litmus test is, you know, how does it make us feel, right? How does it make the listeners feel? And really, that's what it's all about.